Hey, oh, can you hear me now? I think I figured out what's going on. Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me now? And I have been talking since. Itunu, can you hear me? All right, so you can hear me from YouTube. Brandon is watching from Indy, and Ibuku is watching from Nigeria. So let me know if LinkedIn can hear me. So LinkedIn, let me know. Facebook, let me know. YouTube, let me know. I think because I had not added myself to the chat, I had added just my slides. So I need to add both. So I'm glad you can hear me now. And I think it's best I start all over again. Hi. Welcome to Welcome to the Week Ahead. The Week Ahead is a series that we have started to help creatives become more productive and plan for the week ahead. What we've noticed is, or what I've observed in my 10 years in this industry, is many people are great at having goals, they are great at having plans, but when it comes to executing, they suck. And what I realized that helps people is accountability, holding them accountable for their actions and inactions, and ensuring that they are able ensuring that they are able to actually get things done. So, why are we doing this? Why are we helping creatives figure out ways to improve the way they get things done? Because everyone has something they need to give the world. Everybody has something fantastic. And the Sunday evening series helps you reflect on the past week and plan for the future. And we're trying out different ways to get this done. This is the third in the series. We've done this just for 3 weeks, and this week we decided to do something different. We're not using the audio version, we're using the video version. However, we're taking it to three platforms. So we are live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube at the same time. The week ahead helps you plan the week ahead by looking back and looking forward. This evening we're doing a Q&A session, and the Q&A session is simply going to help you deal with the struggles that you have with productivity, creativity, and help you move from struggle to success. So you're not just someone that has amazing plans, but you're someone that executes. What I have observed is that most people don't get things done. They suck at executing, they suck at finishing, but they are great starters. How many great starters do we have in the house? How many people are fantastic when it comes to starting? When it comes to starting something, you are great. So just put a comment in the comment section and let me know. Okay, LinkedIn can hear me, everybody can hear me now. Thank you all for letting me know. I will have gone 30 minutes without knowing no one could hear me, so thank you to all my wonderful people for letting me know. So the issue we discovered was that sometimes creatives have questions that no they've not gotten answers to, and this prevents them from functioning. They look at what's happening in the creative industry, people going viral. They look at vanity metrics. They are a bit confused and is overwhelming. So we're trying to create, or we have created, a community for creatives to come together and learn together, so they can explore other areas, have their questions answered, and what I was saying when you could not hear me was that we don't want this to be just lectures, seminars, masterclass only. Because the truth is, most creatives have taken so many courses. We want to make this as interactive as possible. We want to make this as open ended as possible, as flexible as possible. So we will try different things. This week we're trying a question and answer session. Last week we tried a masterclass. The masterclass was just simply teaching. Then we add the session where we could plan our goals. So I would say get your pen and papers ready because you're going to get homework. Yes, as creatives, we need to start doing homework, but it's about accountability, it's about getting things done, and it's about putting your best foot forward. So now, I didn't come up with this. So I want to say thank you to Esther for coming up with this, from struggle to success, empowering creatives through productivity. And why do I qualify to talk about these things? Who am I? Why do I qualify to help creatives? So, a little bit about me. My name is DK Jonah. I'm a performance consultant and productivity coach. I am also a podcast host of the Steadfast Creative, formerly the Introvert's Guide to Content Creation, and also a Notion enthusiast. I am the Canva queen. I call myself an accidental designer. And overall, I am passionate about creativity, productivity, and helping people get things done. One thing I do not like and I do not subscribe to is also culture of doing more. I don't believe productivity is about being busy 24/7, but I see productivity from a different perspective. And if you stay with me, you will learn my own perspective. I help people identify goals and create a roadmap for them to achieve it. I also teach them how to use time effectively. I've done personal branding since 2016 officially, unofficially since 2012. I've volunteered in different capacities and I have created courses for social media managers, created training sessions, and I coach social media managers. So I'm someone that has walked the walk and talks the talk. I'm not just telling you what's in the textbook. I want to create a community with you where we can learn and grow from each other. So now, as I said earlier, today's session is different. It's a question and answer session. The one question or one reason people don't post online is because they don't know what to post. So this question came from a social media manager. She said the reason I do not post on social media is because I do not know what to post. I do not know what to share. And this is an issue many people face. Creating content creation is simple but not easy. And I say this because the simplest things are the most difficult to do because what you're doing is just sharing your perspective, sharing a picture, telling a story to people. I always say your social media calendar, your social media page should be like an interactive magazine that has a lot of things that could interest people. So, one reason you don't know what to post is because you've not sat down to look within and plan. So this is what I would help you do. That's why I said you could have a pen and paper so we can make this as interactive as possible. Unfortunately, I did not create slides for this, but we're going with the flow. What I have done is I have not attempted to answer these questions beforehand because I want to answer them with you. Now, when it comes to content creation, you need to do something I call create time to create. If you do not create time to create content, you will not create content. You don't want to wake up in the morning and think, what should I post today? Then post. You want to be proactive and not reactive. The reason most people don't post is because they are reactive, they don't have a plan, and they know they should have a plan, but they don't know how to come up with one. They are being told that they need to post every day. There are different schools of thought when it comes to content creation, and this is what I will say. People tell you to be consistent. I will tell you to be frequent. Consistency and frequency are important. So you want to come up with a consistent pattern that you show up. So if you're showing up in a certain way, that's how you show up all the time. So once your consistent pattern has been nailed down, next thing you have to think about is the frequency of the post and what you're posting out there. So what do I mean by a consistent pattern? I call it ABC. A is for the audience you serve, B is for you as a brand, and C is about your content. So that's audience clarity, brand clarity, and that leads to content that you will create. So you're creating what A needs, and that is what gives you C. So if I talk to social media managers, for instance, and my brand is about creativity and productivity, my content will be different, but we're going to do something today. And what I want you to do is, I want you, if you want me to use your brand as an example, you can put your name in the chat and I'll pick your brand. But for the first question, I will use mine if no one volunteers. So, as I was saying, we are looking at the audience. Who do you serve? You don't serve everybody. The way someone that is 10-year old behaves is different from the way someone that is 20-year-old behaves. The needs of a 10-year-old are different from the needs of a 20-year-old. A 10-year-old cannot pay for what you are creating. It's their parents that will pay for it. So if you know who you are talking to and who owns the money to pay for your service, That's how you can create content. So I would say I talk to social media managers. That's A. I'm a social media marketing agency. That is my B. So I have clarity about who I am. I'm a social media marketing agency that creates services that helps entrepreneurs, freelancers, and creatives. And I create packages that help them come up with their own unique social media strategy. So I know who I am, I know what I do. But where do I want to be consistent? I want to be consistent in my colors. I want to be consistent in my fonts. I want to have my images. So all these things are pre-planned. You want a situation where your fonts, your colors, every single thing you need for your brand is available within reach. It's not when you want to start creating that you start going around looking for these things. So you want to use platforms like Canva. You want to use, maybe if you're not doing paid Canva, on your Canva page, you can have documents that says this is my color, this is my font, this is my message, this is the tone of voice. So the way I would speak, because I call myself a compassionate holistic coach, is different from the way somebody that is calls ourselves a powerful productivity coach will speak. Our tones will be different. So what's your tone? How do you want to sound? You need to write all these things down. Now, when you've written these things down, you have to now think about what I call coupon. Q stands for questions, P stands for problems, O stands for objections, and N stands for needs. You have to think about the questions that this target audience are asking, and then you answer those questions. You have to think about the problems that they have, then fix those problems with your content. So if somebody says, "Oh, I'm a personal stylist, I don't know what to wear for an interview," my content is going to tell the person how to dress for an interview, because I know the question that they've asked. If they say, "Oh, where do I buy it?" That's a problem. I can tell them where to buy certain things or what to wear for their body type. That's the type of content I will create. So in advance, I have determined what I want to create, because I have sat down and created a content calendar that I would implement. Now, most people get content calendars and they don't implement because they overestimate or underestimate the work that is involved. Content creation doesn't just start when you are ready to post. There are different processes involved. There is the copy, there is the edit, there is the publishing, and there's design. Let's just say design and publishing. Let's just make it four. You choose your image and you create your design. Let's say that takes you 10 to 15 minutes. What I would recommend is have certain days on the calendar where you do specific tasks and you are able to focus on only that task. So Mondays can be your design day because you are working with your calendar that already has a coupon. Tuesdays you can edit. Wednesdays you can write your copy. Thursdays you can publish. So you have different tasks for different days. So you don't wake up in the morning not knowing what to do. Most social media pages, the reason that the entrepreneurs or other people struggle is because they don't know what to do. So they wake up in the morning and they're struggling and they say, what should I post? What should I post? When you already know that I have written all my copies, I've written all this. All you're doing is picking up the post that you need that morning and posting it. That's not when you're thinking about everything. You don't want your content to be rushed. However, once in a while, you could create a content on the go. That's what your stories are meant for. And you can take people on the journey. Create content you would like to engage with. Not everybody is coming online to buy all the time. People want to trust you. Create content that will build trust with your target audience. Yes, you want to sell. Yes, you want to do other things, but you want to create content that will connect with others. And I'll pick it to know since soon, since she has volunteered herself. So she will come in for the next question with me. But I said all that to say this: content creation is simple. It's just not easy to be consistent. So consistency comes with having a pattern and a routine that you stick to. Understanding how long it takes you to do certain tasks. Not trying to do everything at the same time. The reason most people struggle, even if they've been given the best content calendar, is because they are multitasking. The time you're editing, you're trying to write the copy, you're trying to determine the hashtags, you're trying to determine so many things at the same time. And then you're going to create content that will not be converting. Another reason people don't post, and this person didn't say it, is that you are looking at the wrong numbers. You're looking at vanity metrics. I'm doing a challenge in June where for that month, what I am looking at, my goal is quantity. So when you start off, quality shouldn't be the priority. Everybody's going to create content that is bad. What will people say? Let them talk, but you know what you're building up for yourself. Mr. Beast's first video was not his best. Kit Lee's first video was not his best. They earn their craft by doing. So you have to do the same thing. You have to start doing and continue doing. You cannot just be taking breaks and ghosting people forever. You're not a boyfriend. You are there to help people grow. So you are helping yourself grow by looking at quantity first. It will get to a time where you will look at quality. But when you're starting off, that's why I always say write every day, design every day, share your progress every day. So people can see what you are doing and you too you can see the growth. You can make comparisons. Some of us cannot compare our A from January to our B from now because we just wrote A in January and we stopped. It's about consistency. You can't do it once and then stop. I hope I was able to answer the first question. All right. So before we go to I would use Ibukun. I mean, pay for this question. So this question says, I can't understand the brand. What is branding? How do I post for someone else as a social media manager? Is this it's, you're going to have to chat with me because I don't think I let anybody into the room. Is this something that you think you struggle with posting for others? Is it something that is difficult understanding the brand? And for some people yes, for some people no. You cannot, this is how I will put it. Most brands start in the mind of people. They have an idea what they want. Your job as a social media manager is to help them to express their idea and amplify it. So, in order to understand the brand, you have to ask questions. And if we're both honest, and let me know if I'm being honest, Coach Bolu, everybody, most of these people don't want to answer these questions. They will say, oh, I don't want to tell you that. Oh, this is not your business. And the only way you can help them grow is if you understand the brand. Because now, for this one, we are looking at social media managers. How do social media managers thrive when the person, exactly, how do social media managers thrive when the person is not forthcoming? And Itunu has said something. She said, once I study the brief, I can research the brand." Yes, you can research the brand once you study the brief. So what I always say is a brand exists in an industry. Do you understand the industry the brand exists in first? So you have to try and understand the industry a little bit before you go into what makes that brand different from others. So that's where the brief comes in. So what I want you to think about is doing an industry analysis first. Because to understand the brand, you have to understand the industry. So that what some people think, but it's the industry first, in my own opinion, and from my experience, that comes first. If I don't understand the fashion industry, the Nigerian fashion industry, and I'm trying to help a fashion brand thrive in that industry, I cannot help them. Maybe by luck, my post can go viral, but will there be sustainable growth with that brand or for that brand? The truth is, they may not be. What you want to try and do is ask questions about the industry. What are the complaints about this industry? What is the unique problem this industry is facing? What are the strengths of this industry? What benefits does this industry give to society as a large? Okay, what now makes my client's perspective different? Branding is about intentional differentiation. Yes, branding is about intentional differentiation. You want that brand to stand out. You want them to be different. You want them to be unique. But if you understand it only from their perspective, you cannot get any uniqueness out of it, because what you're doing is you're communicating someone else's idea, someone else's dream, someone else's perspective. Agreed, you're doing that. However, do that from an industry perspective first. So you do an industry analysis, and then you think about the competition, because when it comes to competition analysis and industry analysis, there are different types of people. So for competition, you have direct competition and indirect competition, and let's say replacement competition. So direct competition, you guys are doing the same thing, so they are direct with your clients. Perfect. So try and understand what the direct competition is doing. Indirect competition may be a lower end or a higher end of the services your client offers. Think about all the services you offer, because even if I'm saying clients, you can do this for your personal brand. So if you're listening to this and you have a personal brand, then do this for your personal brand. So you start with direct competition, then you look at the indirect competition. Now the most important question part is this: replacement competition. Who can replace your clients in this industry, locally or globally? The way the world is working with interconnection, you can be local and still reach global heights. So who can replace your clients? Sometimes when I've had this conversation with some people, and you're like, okay, so who do you think your competition is? And the first reaction, do you know what it is? I'm not in competition with anybody. Oh. I'm not in competition with anybody. I'm like, I understand that you're not competing on LD in an old LD way with people. However, when you're looking at the industry, there are people that have come into this industry before you. So by looking outside, I'm not saying you will not look within. Now, if a client has not provided a brief, you have to have a conversation with the client, because it depends on the role that you are playing. But you cannot communicate what you don't understand. So you have to understand the tone of voice that they have. It's more than my color is pink. You have to understand the specifics of the color, the X of the color. So you're not just saying pink is their color. What is pink? Why did they choose pink? Little things. Thank you. Little things like that. If you can, thanks. Little things like that is what you're thinking about. Wow, 30 minutes. We started late, so we're going to run over time a little bit, maybe. But yes, you're thinking about little things that you can take. What is branding? I would just put it this way: branding is about being intentionally different from others. How do I post for someone when I do not understand everything about the brand? You don't have to understand everything about the brand to start. With time, you will understand the brand. You understand the brand by doing. You can't consume the document and understand every single thing. One of my rules is this: I do not take a brand and start posting the same day. I will ask you for a month. Some people are like, oh, I can't do that. Then I will say, sorry, then I'm not meant for you. But if and this is my perspective, if you have held on to this baby, to this project for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, how do you expect me as an outsider looking in to just come in and understand it in 24 hours? So you have to be patient with yourself. You have to be patient with your clients. You have to allow time to build trust. You have to understand that not all clients work the same way. And if the need arises and you realize that you've done every single thing that you can do, respectfully end the contract. That's why you should have your terms and conditions. And thank God, Oluwa is working on ours for us. If you want terms and conditions, let us know. We can work with you on that. All right. So, what's the next question? Hopefully, I'll be able to answer this question well. Okay. This is me. All the introverts in the house, please let me know that I am not alone. So this question says, I don't have the right content. I do not live a fancy life. I am not a travel blogger. I'm not doing destinations. I'm an introvert. I do not have that luxury life and anything anyone will be interested in. When you see the day in my life videos, you see the POV videos, you see the high tech videos people are doing. Yeah, sometimes you just feel like closing your phone or shutting the. You wish your phone was a flip phone where you could just close it and go to bed. And that's the truth. Because it can be frustrating seeing the quality of work people have put out there. But this is what I always say: Do not take someone's epilogue to be your prologue. We're on different parts in our journey. And have you noticed that some videos that go viral, and let me know if you've noticed this, please let me know in the chat. Some videos that go viral, they don't even have fantastic editing. They are just simple, vulnerable videos. The videos that you see this person is trying their best to get attention, they don't do well sometimes. Let's study viral videos. Let's study people like Kit Lee. Kit Lee sits on his daughter's Paw Patrol chair and does videos. That's it. She sits on the Paw Patrol chair and does videos. The camera angle, nothing. It's not like 10 camera angles with lights on the top of the head and then ring lights. No. What people want is authenticity, vulnerability, and they want to know that they can trust you. Look at the videos that go viral. Look at the people that people listen to. Why do you think even the biggest people are trying to be relatable? You see the Kardashians, you see the Jenners, you see everybody trying to create relatable content because that is what builds connections. It's not about the fancy camera. I'll be honest, I bought my camera in 2016. Did I start using it? Yeah, I bought my camera 2015. Yes, and I did start, and I'm still not using it every day, every time, everywhere. It's not about the quality of your content. Just do it. See, introverts are plenty there that authentic conversation. If you're on TikTok, you will see stitch this video and tell me this. There's one guy that goes viral, and all he does is he reads conversations between siblings or why people hate their siblings in a joke or how siblings fight. That's all he does. Another lady, she all she does is she has a list. We call her the list lady. The list lady, hi, if you ever listen to this. And all she does is she writes a list of reasons she doesn't want to have children. And then somebody does a video and say, oh, my daughter pulled my ear, I lost my ear, this thing. When I got pregnant, my teeth started falling off. That's all she does. And people follow. People try to buy attention. Attention is not bought, attention is earned. So although we say yes, do good quality pictures, do good quality videos, get videos and pictures that people can relate with. Don't make it static, make it flexible. Show this part of your life. We tell people to do this, but we also know the part of authenticity. We also know that there has to be relatability. We also know that people have to connect with you in order for you to be seen. Because I want a situation where all of us don't just get seen. Because there's people that have gone viral, they're everywhere. They don't have a dime in their bank account. I want to get I want us to get seen. I want us to get heard by the right people. And I want us to get paid. You can go viral and see everybody and then nobody still trusts you. Look at that gentleman that went viral that got arrested. Look at pranksters. People do anything to go viral. Are you willing to go that far just to go viral? It's not about the numbers only. The numbers are important, but vanity metrics kill. If you look at people like the Ace family, fantastic family, lovely videos, lovely this. When I heard they were buying followers and they buy comments, even when they go live, they've already paid this company because they had not paid the company. They were owing thousands of dollars. That's how the company released all the details. That when they do giveaways, when they are live, when they're everything, they've already paid bots to come and make comments in their chat. That shows you that people are willing to do anything to create content. Are you willing to compromise your integrity just to be seen as someone that is visible, or do you want to earn attention in the right way? It may be slow. I was listening to someone recently and it was like, oh, with podcasts and everything, what he sees is 2 to 3 years consistent growth. And I told myself, I'm just restarting my podcast basically. So I'm just restarting my personal brand basically. So is it telling me it's 2 to 3 years for me to grow? Am I willing to put in the effort of doing every single thing? There is email marketing. There are quite a lot of things that I can do. Content creation is not only about the glamorous life. If you go on my TikTok, I'm in my robe. My videos in my robe get more attention than the ones that I'm dolled up in my bonnets. They get my attention because it's about authenticity. Stop trying to force it, create content and have fun in the process. People, the truth is, people Know when you are enjoying yourself. People know when you are excited about a project. People know when you are faking it. We want real people. The internet came to connect us to people, but many people are willing to do anything to get that attention. Are you? That's a question you have to ask. So, okay, so you can still ask questions in the chat. That's what this reminder is. Esther, thank God we put this here. If you have questions, you can put your questions in the chat. Just put question and then ask your question. If we don't tackle the question today, we will tackle it next week. I have Esther on standby to write out all the questions for me so she can do another beautiful slide for us for next week. So thank you, Esther. All right. So just put question, and if you have a comment, just put your comment. I don't know how to put out content. I have great ideas of what to post, but I do not know how to put them out. What platform to share and what features to use on this platform. I will say this for this one. You are not alone. So don't be afraid. There are just too many options. Like today we did last week we did audio. We're just new on LinkedIn. We've not really been active as a team on LinkedIn. We are just 3 weeks to a month on LinkedIn. So we've tried audio. Now today we're trying video without faces, which is fantastic. Why am I saying this? Be willing to take that risk and experiment. Be willing to try different features and different formats on these apps until you figure out the one that comes naturally to you. Right, I don't want to show my face because I ain't wearing a wig for anybody at this time of the day on a Sunday, apart from tomorrow when I'm doing an interview for my podcast. However, before I say that, you don't know the format that will stick. I was watching a video, and the lady said, "Oh, for TikTok, for each video, she does it in three formats. She does voiceover, she does a speaking video, and she does a text video." You have to try different things. Don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be afraid to experiment. You have great ideas. Start with one idea. If you allow all those ideas stick in your head, you won't get anything done. I forgot to mention this when I was talking about creating time to create, but do a brain dump. Get those ideas out of your head and onto paper. Don't let those ideas stay in your head. Oh, I have an idea for this. Write it down. Write it down in your second brain, a way that you can retrieve it. And once in a while, go back to those ideas and pick one and use that to create content. So you don't need to shoot new piece of content for every single platform. You can do some intros on your recording day, you can do some outros, you can do a couple of things. But just one piece of content can be used in different formats, and that's called repurposing. So you will have to learn how to repurpose content. And thanks to AI, there are tools that you can actually use to repurpose content, because there's a tool we're going to use to carve out this content and break it into pieces without having to sit down and edit every single thing by ourselves. So there are tools in listen. So start small, start with one idea. You don't need to start with 10. Start with one format, see how you go with that format, then try another format. But be willing to experiment. You don't need to be on all the platforms, but you know yourself. See, I always say know yourself more than any other person. Are you someone that is willing to get all glammed up and sit down in front of the camera? Are you someone that likes writing? If you like writing, start with writing and be consistent with it for a while. I am good with Instagram. I love Instagram, although I've broken up with them because Thunder is going to fire their platform. But I like Instagram, but I realize that there's a shift and there's inconsistency on the platform. So I'm looking at a platform that has a bit of consistency. So they're not changing the ball post every 2 seconds. Why am I saying this? Platforms will change. But one thing you have to think about also doing while you're doing all this, while you're looking at everything, is that all these things are other people's real estate. Build your own real estate, build your own email list and start with there. And just share your ideas one idea at a time. Now, this one. How many people are really, really afraid? As in, when it comes to content creation, you are afraid. You're like, what if they don't like me? What if they don't like the sound of my voice? What if this? What if that? You have imposter syndrome. That fear is preventing you from even doing anything. You have lots of videos in your vault that you've never used. I have I call what I call my creative arsenal. I have my creative vault. I have tons of videos that I've never seen the light of day. I have some that my week shifted to back. I was upset. And the videos were good. I never posted them. I have some that you may never see. But before I even came live, I'm afraid. But do it afraid. I'm not going to say it's going to go away. If you start with quality, I mean, quantity, start with quantity, start small, be consistent, be persistent, and show you being consistent doesn't mean that you should post frequently every day. Your frequency is what determines what you do. So if you are going to post, just choose, oh, I want to start with once a day. Like I said, for the month of June, every day I'm posting, I'm going live for 45 minutes. That's the task I've been given that I must do, and I'm going to do it. Am I afraid that I will not be able to do it? Yes, I am very afraid. I'm afraid of what would happen when I'm doing that, but I'm still going to do that because you learn from your failures. There's an article that's going to go live on the page that I believe will answer this question very well. So there's going to be one of the newsletters that goes that talks about failures. We were sold a false dream that do what you love and people will come. Sometimes they don't come. Sometimes you've done something wonderful and one negative comment just keeps you going into a place that you don't want to be. That's why I say don't go alone. The life of a freelancer is lonely. The life of a solopreneur is lonely. If you don't have family that is supportive, it's lonely. But even if your family is supporting you, they don't understand the intricacies of what we do. They still see what you do as a joke sometimes. They just see it as a joke that pays. Like a comedian gets paid, you get paid. What's the difference? So you need to build a community of people that understand your struggles, that understand what you're going through, and that can feed into you. So when you are afraid, when you are scared, because that time will come. I'm not going to say that there will be a period where you will never be afraid. I'll be lying, and I don't lie. There are times that you will be very, very afraid to do anything, but do it afraid. What's the worst that can happen? It doesn't work out. You learn from your mistakes. Today, when we started, we had technical failure. I have done recordings where I forgot to switch on my mic. Now, this time I forgot that I needed to add myself into this. If and I thought it was only Facebook. Facebook is not working. This thing is not working. I didn't let that stop me. If somebody else had joined the live later, they may not have noticed. But I just had to keep going, and that's because of experience. When I worked in the radio station, sometimes some things did not work. Sometimes some things work. Sometimes I went live. My someone will say, "DK, you're looking as if you're slouched." I will sit upright. People have said different things, but I've said this: I'm not afraid to fail. I'm not afraid to succeed. I'm not afraid to look stupid anymore. This is me. What I am going to do is always put my best foot forward and do whatever it takes so that I know that I did everything. So now that I'm relaunching my brand and I'm like, okay, 3 years, blah, 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 I'm saying I will do whatever it takes. Every single thing that I know I should be doing, I will do. So I'm doing my newsletters, I'm going live, I'm doing everything that I should be doing. And I'm enjoying the process. But is it scary? Very scary. But fear doesn't kill because it's scary is not going to stop me. And it shouldn't stop you also. But don't do it alone. I have communities, I have people that I have spoken with that help me. I have a team of people that I can confide in. I have my mastermind group. I don't do it alone. And that's the truth. Esther, I know you're looking at my time. I'm sorry that like I said, we're going to go over time a little bit today. One other reason people struggle is, and let me know if you are in these shoes, I don't know how to manage my time. I will do it tomorrow. I have all the time. I always say later is not in the dictionary. Anything that is not written down, that is not planned, doesn't get done. I will go back to what I said earlier on. Have a routine. Stick to the routine. Be disciplined. Don't think you are free. Most mistakes freelancers make is that they think because they are freelancers, that means they are free to do it whenever they want. As a freelancer, your time is not free. You are not free. Your energy is not free. Your creativity is not free. People cannot just come and pick your brain anyhow. Procrastinating and pushing what should be done today to tomorrow is something we talked about last week. So I won't go into so much details about this. But what I will say is this: have a plan, stick to that plan, evaluate that plan, reset. So it's going to be something that you rinse, repeat, resume. You rinse the plan. Is there anything I want to take out from it? Okay, you review, then you repeat. Make a plan, execute the plan, rinse, review, repeat. Full stop. That's it for that. We still have a few more slides to go. I will try and go with lightning speed for them. What if the client doesn't like my work? Everybody's not going to like your work. Sometimes your clients will not like your work. Sometimes your clients will tear your work aside. But just remember, you're serving two people when it comes to your clients. You're serving your clients and you're serving their clients. So you're trying to please them and you're trying to please your client. You're trying to get into the mindset of your client. And that's difficult. So you have to learn how to manage your clients, and if they are too difficult and they're not listening to you, they always know best. Then sometimes if they know best, you just do what they want to do sometimes to allow peace reign. However, you have to have an honest conversation with them. If it's not working out, it's not working out. If you are paying me as the expert, then you should trust my expertise. If you don't trust my expertise, then let us know that we have ended our relationship. But if you're saying, oh, DK, I can't do this without you, which I've heard a couple of times, oh, DK, I can't do this without you, this is impossible. You know, you're the only one that can tolerate me. And I'm like, really? So you need tolerating as an adult? Sometimes you end the relationship. Well, we'll talk about client management another day. I don't want to talk too much, but the client is not always going to like your work. Everybody is not always going to like your work. Ask yourself honest questions. Did I follow the brief? Did I remember to do everything I told the client I would do? Did I over exaggerate when I was giving the expectations to the clients? Was the client's expectation not met? Did I understand the client's expectation? And if you have done everything, then you end it. So we're going to spend a couple of minutes doing stuff. Now, so we talked about the fact that we plan the week ahead. So I want to know, does everybody have a pen and paper? Let's see if you have pen and paper, and hope you've been taking notes. So we're looking at now, it's your turn to reflect. If you have any questions, you can ask them now, or you can send me a DM. I'm DK Jonah everywhere. So my only rules for this week are simple. Rule one, be honest with yourself. Do not give false answers because you want to feel good about yourself. So when I ask you, how was your week? Did you do everything you were supposed to do this week? If you did not, then be honest with yourself and then do it. Number two is make a commitment to yourself. And why am I telling you to make a commitment to yourself? Because I want you this week is about executing and taking action. So we have three jars here. So everybody is going to put one thing in each jar. So I want you to write executing, executing, executing. I will wait for that first before I continue. Let me know that I'm here because I've not heard from anybody since 9:35. So if you can hear me, just write executing, executing, executing. We are implementing this week. We've done a lot of talk in the past 2 weeks. We've talked about procrastination. We've talked about content creation. We've talked about coupon. By now, everybody should have coupon written in their forehead. Now, it's time to make a plan and stick to the plan. Ah, how is my audio? I hope I've not been speaking to myself again. So, if you're still listening, let's write executing, executing, executing. Okay, so next week we're setting three goals that we must meet. Three goals, three simple goals. I'm calling one goal a learning goal because I want you to learn something next week. One goal is sharing goal because I want you to share something on social media. Yes, I said it. And one goal a working goal. I want you to work on one thing this week. And having said that, you're going to now make a commitment for each goal. So that's a learning goal, a sharing goal, and a working goal. A learning goal, a sharing goal, and a working goal. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. How is the audio? Hello? Okay. Yes. So, three goals: a learning goal, a sharing goal, and a working goal. So, let's start with the learning goal. I want you to learn something new. It doesn't have to be something big, it can be something small. So, I say learn something new every day, but I'm going to cancel that every day now and say this week, learn something new. So, there are specific objectives or goals or targets you set yourself to acquire new knowledge, skills, or competencies. These goals provide focus and direction for personal growth and development. So that's what I want you to do with your learning goal. Thank you so much. Okay. See, I've started. Okay. CJ, it's so nice to see you. All right. So your learning goals are specific objectives that you are going to meet. So one goal. It doesn't have to be something big. So for example, a learning goal could be learn a new skill. By the end of this week, I will learn the basic design, graphic design by completing a course or a tutorial. I will commit at least 30 minutes each day to learn some graphic techniques, either through an online course or tutorial. So that's something very specific. That's something measurable. That's something that is realistic. It's a simple goal and it's dedicating 30 minutes. You can even say just one day, but 30 minutes each day. What are you saying you will do? Another example of a learning goal is deepen knowledge in a specific field. Within this week, I will delve into a specific topic by reading a chapter from a relevant book or listening to a podcast. So, you can choose the book you want to read. So, I'll read a chapter from An Enemy Called Average, which I recommend that everybody reads, or I will listen to one podcast episode, which is something that I recommend people do. So it's a very specific goal. That's if you want to deepen your knowledge. However, if you just want to do mindful practice, I would say develop a daily mindful habit through journaling or meditation. Your commitment statement can be I commit to set aside 10 minutes each day for mindful practice, either through journaling, meditation, prayers, something simple. So you can say for Christians, you can say, I would memorize a verse this week. So what we used to do as children in Bible school, in Sunday school or children's church, where you say the memory verses. So I will repeat this scripture every week. That's something that is simple. But I'm not asking you to go and learn how to drive trailer. I'm asking you to do something simple. So that's your learning goal. So if you have an idea what you want to learn, you share. But keep it simple, keep it as something that you've not done in a while that you want to start doing. If you want to read, if you want to write, whatever you choose, but make your learning goal as simple as possible. They're working goals. Now, these are specific tasks or activities or projects that you aim to complete or make progress on within a specified time frame. And we are saying 1 week. So I'm looking at goals that are either personal or professional. It can be to update your LinkedIn profile. I accept that because some of you have not updated your LinkedIn profile in donkey years. It can be to add the skills segment in your profile. It can be to respond to the emails, whatever it is. But working goals help individuals prioritize their task and stay motivated. And I gave a couple of examples. Revise and enhance an existing presentation for an important meeting. I commit to allocating dedicated time each day to review, revise, and enhance this, blah, blah, blah. Declutter my phone. Declutter my and organize my mobile phone. I don't want to look at some people's screenshots. So dedicate time to organizing your phone can be a working goal. Declutter your physical space and organize your physical space. Pick a day this week where you can spend 30 minutes organizing your physical space. Those clothes that you've done laundry for that you've not done all this week, that can be your own working goal. So I'm making this goal simple and I will explain why in a few seconds. Ibiko, I told you we'll be able to meet it. Then sharing goals. I want you to share something on social media. Share something simple. You can share a picture, you can share an achievement, you can share something. It can be based on your experience. You can share a quote. But I just want you to update your social media pages. Sharing goals help you to participate in your online community and expand your reach and communicate your ideas or accomplishments effectively. So it's not about sharing everything, but it's about owning your story and share your story. See, look at how these papers are wrinkled, because most of us, we take our stories up like this and we just squeeze them and throw them away. No one gets to see them. Or people say, DK, I would like to share on social media, but they don't end up sharing. So your sharing goal is simple, it's fantastic. It's just something that you want to share. It can be anything. It can be, DK gave me this assignment and I don't want to do it, but I'm sharing because I know she's going to ask me questions later. That's a fantastic sharing goal that I will accept. And what did I say about sharing goals? Number one, introduce yourself to your online community. Say, oh, I haven't introduced myself in a long time. My name is CJ. I'm a this, I'm that, I'm that, I'm that, I'm that. Full stop. That's a one. Fantastic one. Share a post highlighting a recent project. Oh, I've been working on this project. It's this. Something fantastic that you can share, something behind the scenes about your everyday process, what it is living a life as a tech guy, as a tech lady, as a social media manager. That is your sharing goal, or a valuable insight or tip that you've learned. And you're making a commitment. Your commitment is simple. I commit to actively engaging on social media this week by sharing at least one post related to, and then you will tag me, the Alcori journal. You will tag DK in your post. You're making that commitment. And if you make that commitment, then I'll probably give you let me see. No monetary gifts. I will give you an hour consultation for free if I can see that you've done it, if you tag me. I know my people are going to shoot me, but I think that's the least we can do. And Ibuku, we kept to time. I can't believe we kept to time after all the hiccups that we had. So you're making your commitment and you're tagging me in your commitment. It's DK Jonah. Let it be whatever you want it to be. I will have said subscribe to something on my website. I'm still working on that, so that's why I'm closing that. But it's been amazing communicating with you guys. We said 1 hour and we exceeded by 1 minute. Any questions, comments, or feedback on the goals? Itunu, are you still with me? CJ, are you still with me? What goals are you making? What commitments are you making to yourself this week? Especially since for those in Nigeria, tomorrow is public holiday. For those in the UK, it's a bank holiday. So you can use that as your sharing time and share something fantastic with us. But give yourself permission to breathe. Give yourself permission to think. Don't overthink the sharing goals. Don't overthink any of the goals. Just allow yourself. I think creativity comes from a place of rest. Creativity comes from a mind that is at rest. While we are doing this, we always end our sessions by asking ourselves a few questions. And the first question is, what did I plan to do this week? And did I do what I said I was going to do? So, what was your plan for the week? Did you do what you said you were going to do? If your answer is yes, kudos. If it's no, what happened? If it's yes, why do you think you were able to accomplish everything on your task list? If it's no, why weren't you able to accomplish everything on your task list? And what are you willing to do differently this week? With the week ahead, our aim is simple: to help you plan the week ahead, to answer questions you may have when it comes to your creative journey, so we can help you grow, we can help you become the best version of yourself. And it all comes to understanding that creativity and productivity clash. However, when you are able to bring the two together, you are the best version of yourself. So, with the Steadfast Creative, what we do is we help creatives become more creative and more productive, taking both of them and making them more efficient. However, it's not about also culture, it's about putting your best foot forward. And I want to say a big thank you to everyone. So, we'll meet next week for another The Week Ahead. I'm not sure, depending on the feedback I receive, if we're going to do it as a Q&A session again, or it's going to be like a masterclass like the last one we had. But I like the Q&A sessions, and thank you for the questions, Ibukun, that came in. And if you have more questions, please just send them to Ibukun. She'll be able to get them to me, and we will treat them next week. So, if there are no further questions, I will do a countdown and I will bring this amazing session to a close. Thank you all for joining. Don't forget, we still have the Freelancer to CEO Summit this week. So if you've registered for the Freelancer to CEO Summit, we'll see you on Thursday and Friday. It's going to be an amazing summit. It's a virtual summit, and we've got loads of amazing guests. Bassi is hosting it. I don't have the flyer here, unfortunately. I forgot to put that in my um arsenal today. But thank you all and have a wonderful day. Cheers. Bye.